Okay, Brandon here. We're going to be launching OfferAce, but we wanted to take a few quick moments to walk you through some of the setup things you'll have to do once you get your OfferAce account. You will be getting a username and password in the email from us, and you will use that to log into your OfferAce account. If you are logging in with a buyer role, you click on Buyer, the Buyer button there on the left, and you will be presented with the buyer login screen. Use the credentials we gave you. Your username will always be your email address that you've used to sign up for OfferAce, and then your password. And that password will be obviously provided by us when we create your account. So I'm going to add my credentials in. Click Submit, and we're presented with the buyer portal in OfferAce. First thing we want to do, set up our profile so that we know what's going on and our offers will actually get populated properly. So we're going to go Edit Profile. And you can see we have some of the information already populated when we created your account. You notice we do not have some of your social media aspects that we have integrated into OfferAce in there, or LTV or a character bio or our photos in there. This is what we need to update. So we're going to go ahead. If you have a Twitter username, not required, you can add that in there. And if you have a Facebook username, and Facebook hasn't approved us yet, but as soon as we get approved, we will be posting offers and stuff to Facebook, our offers and our updates and statuses to Facebook. So if you have that account, go ahead and put that in so that when we get that approved, you will be that much farther ahead, and you'll start actually seeing that benefit right away. We're going to do our LTV minimum, so we're going to do 65% for that. And our LTV minimum is the minimum LTV that we want to be notified of when properties enter the system. Quick character bio. You can do as long as you want in here, probably 400 or 500 characters. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Long-time investor in apartments and short sales. And the next thing I need to do is add a mug. You can see that this is Lee's account, and so we're going to add a great photo of Lee that we have, and we're going to save these settings. And we're all done. You notice in the OfferAce system, whenever you save, it'll say data saved successfully, so you know that it's done and you can move on. The next thing we need to do is go to our default offer settings. These are the settings that populate whenever we write an offer in OfferAce. It's important to have these in the system. You can edit them at any time. When you write an offer, you can also change them as well before submitting an offer. The easiest way to write an offer in 60 seconds is to have your default, most commonly used offer settings in this profile. So I'm going to set my default deposit for earnest money. I'm going to set that as $1,000. And I want 15 days for my title contingency. And I want 60 days prior to my closing. For a lot of these deals, especially if you're making offers across the country, you're going to need travel time and some time to do some investigation on the property after you tie it up. So we're going to go earnest money deposited within 15 days, if I can type here. And the closing company I like to use, Trustee Closing and Escrow LLC. And their address is 383 West Main in Spokane, Washington. And their phone is 509-457-8866. And I do about $500 additional earnest money after we waive contingencies. You can do anything you want there, but these are just some of the defaults that I use. Custom contingencies. Here's where you can put anything you'd like. I'm going to put subject to buyer's partner approval of sale. You can add anything you want. Even when you're writing an offer, you can edit this field. So if you negotiate with the seller, maybe they're halfway through a remodel and you want the 20 boxes of tile that he's got sitting in the garage, you want that included in the deal, you could throw that in there. Anything you guys come up with that you want to freehand into there. Save. All done. OfferAce is all set up and ready to go. The next thing I need to do is search for properties. So I'm going to click on Search Properties. I'm going to run a search in my hometown. Just maybe I want to start local. And I'm going to go 4-bed, 2-bath, and we are going to search in good old Spokane. Got a good search running. I'm going to run search, and as you can see, we have a few properties here located in Spokane. Maybe I didn't see as many as I wanted, so I want to tone that down to maybe 2-bed, 2-bath, and I'm going to go search. and I've got a few other properties here that I can actually look through. Now that I'm running through these properties, I can take a look at any of them by clicking on the View Property link, and I can see information on these properties at a glance. And as sellers update their information and pictures, we'll get more information in here. Perhaps I'm not ready for this one. They're asking $57,500 for this property. We can click Add to Favorites. I'm going to come back to this. So 98 North Sunderland Road, I'm going to add that to my favorites. Right there, boom. Added it in my favorites. You see, now I have 3 properties in my favorites. I can go click on that and actually take a look at that property. And anytime I can come back to any of my favorites in here, or I can remove them from my favorites once I'm done looking at them or decide not to offer on them. Next thing I might want to do is go back to my searches. I want to be notified anytime a 3-bed, 1-bath plus property enters my hometown, or any place I'm looking. I could look as far away as Florida, which is complete opposite of Spokane, Washington. I could look in California. I could look in Seattle. But just for the sake of this, Spokane. So we've got any 3-bed, 1-bath property coming up in Spokane. Here's my search. I got some properties here. I am going to save this search so that anytime something comes into OfferAce that matches this, I'll get an email. So I'm going to go save this search, and I'm going to say my Spokane 3-bed, 1-bath, and I'm going to save. Click Save. Right there, OfferAce has now saved that search. I can have as many searches as I want saved in this section. So I've got my Spokane 3-bed, 1-bath here. Anytime I can come in here, I can click on My Searches here on the left. My searches will list. I can click Run, and I can see the results of any of those searches at a glance. This property here in Harvard is catching my eye, so I'm going to take a look at that one, and I'm going to say, see what this information is all about. We've got this little picture here on Hazard Road, 1012 West Hazard, and 2,000 square feet, 3-bed, 1.5 bath, 125,000, payment too high, divorce, separation, and laid off. So we've got a few little options here that we can work with. He owes about 125. We can check LTV on Zillow. We can click a lot of those things and get the comps, all that stuff. So I'm going to go to a discussion board. This is actually a test property we put in here. Since we are live on OfferAce right now, I'm not going to throw a test offer right to a seller unless I'm intending to buy the property. And for this demonstration purposes, I don't intend to buy a property right now. So we've got test buyer. You can see we've been doing some test messages here, but I'm just going to say how big is the lot. Message is being sent directly right now. Boom. Message has been sent to the seller of the property, and they can respond. And as you can see, they will collaborate with us on the property. I go back to the home info, and I'm going to write an offer on this home right here. All of my default offer settings have been populated that I set earlier when I first logged in. I'm going to say my contract is valid for 10 days. That's the default. You can do 5, you can do 20. OfferAce will automatically pull back your offer after that time period has elapsed. As you can see, the next option, if you want to attach a pre-approval proof of funds to your offer, you can actually do that so that the seller can review that and know you're a qualified buyer. It's another thing we do to kind of help isolate the deal for you. As you see, the seller's information is already populated into the offer. All I really have to do is come here and add a purchase price. So I'm going to put a purchase price of $85,000. Once I'm done, I can click Preview Contract. You can see my contract comes up here in OfferAce, fully filled out, ready to go. See here at the bottom, my subject to partner's approval of sale, all in there. All the other things are all filled in that I filled out on my default offer settings. I can now send that contract. That property has now been sent to the seller of this property, and they can now negotiate the deal back and forth with us. They can counter, accept, or respond with a discussion board item on our property. Now that I'm done, I can go back to any of my saved searches. I can go to search properties. I can actually review my offers. So by clicking on my offers, you can see I put 2 offers in on Hazard Road while we were testing the live system. Any properties that are accepted, pending, or countered, we can see in the system, so you can filter it out. So when you come in early in the morning, you can get right to work. You can say, oh, how many offers have been countered overnight? And you're drinking your coffee, look through them, and sort through all that information. You can also go back to your searches. You can pull any of your saved searches, like your Spokane 3-bed, 1-bath, and you can review those properties. You can go any of your favorites and review those properties that you have saved in the OfferAce system. Hit discussion board, write correspondence back and forth between the sellers and yourself, and search more properties. As you can see, we've got a powerful system here. There's so much to enjoy. Get busy on it and let us know if you have any questions or feedback. We're anxious to hear from you. Thanks.